Hi there. Are you ready to hear the last installment of the Santa Mouse book? Well, today I'm going to be reading to you from this book, The Treasury of Santa Mouse, which I meant to tell you was my book when I was a little girl. I got this book in 1989, which was 30 years ago. So it's a very old book. And it's lasted me a long time because I've taken care of it. It's a book that I love, and so I've taken very good care of it, and it's lasted a long time. The last book in the Treasury of Santa Mouse by the author, Michael Brown, is titled Santa Mouse Meets Marmaduke. Marmaduke Mouse was a mean little thing who often behaved like a rat. He did things that weren't nice, like scaring young mice by hollering, "Here comes the cat!" His mother stayed busy. She ran Mouse Hotel, up high in an attic, all hidden away in a cupboard with doors, where she polished the floors, and she cooked, and she washed, and she cleaned every day. What Santa Claus had heard about him, he could not believe, and so he said to Santa Mouse, "Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Take off your suit and pack a bag, go down and ring the bell, and have a look at Marmaduke, who lives at Mouse Hotel." So Santa Mouse packed up his things. He packed a piece of cheese as well, and off he went on Christmas Eve to check in there at Mouse Hotel. He left his luggage by the bed, washed up, and then went down to dine. And that's when Marmaduke crept up and entered number 29. He tiptoed in, he looked around, he opened the suitcase that he found, and there inside he saw a suit, complete with hat and beard and boot. What fun, he thought. I'll get dressed up, and I know what I'll do. But what he did when he put them on is sad to tell to you. He looked into the kitchen, and his mother wasn't there. So he called his little sisters, who came scrambling down the stair. When they saw him, what they did was burst into applause because they thought on Christmas Eve that he was Santa Claus. Then Marmaduke pulled off the beard and laughed and said, "You see, there isn't any Santa Claus. Ha-ha, it's only me." Then a door flew open in that house, and there stood angry Santa Mouse. He said, "You know that's wrong to do. Just wait till I get through with you." He started after Marmaduke. The little mice began to yell, and pots and pans and apples and potatoes flew pell-mell. The chase was on with cups and saucers smashing, crashing from the shelf, till all at once someone cried, "Stop!" And there stood Santa Claus himself. "You mice have made a mess," he said, and looked at them and shook his head. "You've got to clean it up, you two, and while you do, I'll speak to you. Now, Marmaduke, you told these mice I wasn't real, which wasn't nice. And Santa Mouse, you had a fit. You lost your temper, you'll admit." "And yet, you know, there's nothing wrong with being angry. Not as long as you just say it and don't hit, for no one wants that, not a bit." And then he picked up Santa Mouse and whispered something very low. Quite suddenly, they disappeared. On Christmas Eve, they work, you know. As Marmaduke looked at his mother, in his eye there came a tear. "Sorry, Mom," he said. He knew that he would get no gift this year. But he was wrong. For in the morning, labeled with a big red pin, a box stood there with his name on it. Santa had come back again. He opened it, and there appeared, with cap and belt and boots and beard, a suit that Santa Mouse had sewn for Marmaduke to call his own. The card inside said, "Let's be friends," and that is how this story ends, as Marmaduke held in his paws the proof that there is a Santa Claus. Santa is a friend who's true, and I believe in him. Don't you? The end. So, Marmaduke and Santa Mouse learned a lesson that we talk about at school. It's okay to get angry. All of us get angry from time to time, but it depends on how you act when you feel angry. If you hit or you hurt someone else's body, that's not okay. It's okay to say, "I'm angry," and then figure out a way to solve the problem. So I hope that you have a great night. I'll see you in the morning. I love you. Good night.